This is a business then, okay? If we're gonna make this a business, then we make it a business. Don't make it personal though. Don't try to sabotage my career.
Teofimo Lopez lashes out at Top Rank and Bob Arum over his next opponent. Before we get into this next video, make sure that y'all hit my like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subbed to the channel. So Teofimo Lopez, he's finally coming back. Now we all know that we haven't seen Teofimo Lopez in the ring since November of 2021 when he lost to George Kambosos. Yeah, George Kambosos took all of his belts and Teofimo Lopez had to go over to the zone to fight George Kambosos. We all saw that happen. And you know, Teofimo Lopez, the former WBO, WBA, and IBF world champion, right, is self-proclaimed undisputed champion. But we all know that was a lie. Oh yeah, don't let me forget the franchise title, because he had that franchise title too that he took away from Lomachenko. But Teofimo Lopez, before he lost to George Kambosos, he was that guy at 135. A lot of people thought that Teofimo Lopez was the best at 135 because a lot of people feel like he beat the best at that point in time, which was Vasyl Lomachenko. Now, Teofimo Lopez, since then, he's made a million excuses. He said that Top Rank and DAZN and everybody in boxing had colluded against him and had a plan in for him to lose to George Kambosos because they didn't want him to be the champion, right? Because they knew that he was gonna move up after he got the belts. You know what I'm saying? And then he said that he had a heart condition. Then he said he had another injury, like an elbow injury or something. So he made a million excuses on why he lost to George Kambosos. But the real reason he lost to George Kambosos is because he didn't take George Kambosos serious. He thought that he was going to be able to go in there and knock out George Kambosos within 1 to 2 rounds. And that ain't what happened, right? He wasn't prepared for the fight. Let's just keep it 100. Since then, Teofimo Lopez, he's been, you know, on a semi-layoff, trying to get his shit together, trying to get his health together, he says. And Teofimo Lopez is ready to come back now. Now, Teofimo Lopez will be coming back, and he'll be fighting Pedro Campa. I never heard of him. Pedro Campa, right? And this will be taking place in Las Vegas on August the 13th. Now, Teofimo Lopez, of course, he was probably the first one that found out who he was going to fight. And he wasn't too happy about this. So he takes to Twitter, you know, and he lashes out on Top Rank and Bob Arum, and he telling them like, man, this ain't who I told y'all I wanted to fight. Who the hell is Pedro Campa? I never even heard of this guy. Like, I told y'all that I wanted to come back and I wanted to fight the best. I didn't tell y'all I needed a tune-up. I didn't need no tune-up. I wanted to fight the best. I'm moving up to 140 pounds, and I told y'all that I wanted to fight Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor's pussy. This is what he said. He said that Josh Taylor's pussy, Josh Taylor's hiding from him, and Josh Taylor don't want to fight him. So he wanted to fight Jose Ramirez or anybody else in the top 5 at 140 pounds. And y'all give me this Pedro Campa that nobody's ever heard of before. Now, I went and looked up Pedro Campa, and this guy has never even fought in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? This guy is a fighter that's had all his fights in Tijuana or wherever in Mexico, and ain't nobody never heard of him. And Teofimo Lopez, you know, I really believe that he want to fight somebody on a higher level than a Pedro Campa. Like, y'all couldn't get nobody better than Pedro Campa to find for him to fight. But I understand how Top Rank moved and Bob Arum moved. They got the best matchmakers, and their thing is they're gonna put you in, right, in a get back fight to make you look spectacular, and then build you back up in 140 pounds from there. Because this is a new weight class. You ain't never fought at 140. You know what I'm saying? They want to see how you look at 140. They want to get you acclimated to 140, so they putting you in with, you know what I'm saying, one of them fighters that Devin Haney was whooping on 5 and 6 years ago over in Mexico when he was a teenager. That's basically what it is. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, Teofimo Lopez, he ain't happy about it. Now, he calling out Josh Taylor, and he been calling out Josh Taylor for a long time. It's something in Josh Taylor that makes me believe that Teofimo Lopez believes that he can beat him. But I don't care if he don't get no Josh Taylor fight, because let's go back to when Teofimo Lopez was ducking Devin Haney. And yeah, he was really ducking Devin Haney because he kept promising Devin Haney, oh, when I become undisputed, or when I get all the belts from Lomachenko, which wasn't undisputed, but when I get all the belts from Lomachenko, I'm going to come see you, Devin Haney. I promise you, I'm going to fight you. And so he had a chance to fight Devin Haney, right? He had George Kambosos on the table, and he had Devin Haney on the table. Bob Arum told him, hey, I'd rather for you to take this Devin Haney fight. You don't got to fight George Kambosos. Bob Arum didn't even want him to fight George Kambosos because at the point in time, Bob Arum was saying it wasn't no money in a George Kambosos fight. And y'all see that Bob Arum felt like it wasn't no money in the George Kambosos fight because when it went to purse bid, Bob Arum got outbid. He got outbid by a lot. He got outbid by Triller, and he got outbid by Eddie Hearn. And Bob Arum finished last, right? So that's why Teofimo Lopez ended up having to go to the zone after Triller fell out of the running, right? Triller won the purse bid, but their business was all messed up. So the next in line was Eddie Hearn on the zone. And that's why that fight took place on the zone, because Bob Arum didn't want to pay to see Teofimo Lopez fight George Kambosos. At the time, nobody knew who George Kambosos was. So he had an option to fight Devin Haney, and he turned down that option to fight George Kambosos, right? To try to cherry pick George Kambosos, which wasn't mandatory, but he didn't have to fight him. And we all know what happened from there. Now, Teofimo Lopez, people would have been able to respect it if he had got beaten by Devin Haney, but he got beat by George Kambosos, like I said, which was a fighter that nobody knew who he was at that point in time. So he was embarrassed, and he had to make up a million excuses, and lies on why he lost, instead of just saying, you know what, I didn't take him serious, I had a lot of things going on, and I didn't train properly, and yeah, I thought he was soft. But he lied, came up with a lung condition, a heart condition, a elbow condition, a back condition, and some more shit. Remember, y'all, his dad said that he won. Hey, Poppy, my son won 13 rounds to 1, Poppy. His son won 13 rounds to 1 in a 12-round fight. Hey, Poppy, you know what I'm saying? And I see that you still ain't got rid of your Poppy. You still ain't got rid of your dad. Your dad is still training you. But when you was getting your ass beat by George Kambosos, your dad was in the corner. He wasn't telling you nothing. He was giving you the wrong advice. I say advice because he wasn't giving you no boxing instructions. He was telling you, hey, Poppy, hey, you're winning every round, Poppy. Hey, go beat his ass, Poppy. Go get him, Poppy. Hey, beat him up, Poppy. Like, bruh, what are you telling this man? He getting his ass beat, he bloody, and you telling him he winning every round, go out there and beat his ass, Poppy. But, nevertheless, Teofimo Lopez, he's not happy with the opponent that Top Rank and Bob Arum have for him in his next fight coming up in August the 13th in Las Vegas. He wants somebody more credible than the Pedro Campo. He wants somebody more credible than the Tijuana Mexican barroom brawler type fighter. You know what I'm talking about? And so, yeah, he letting it be known. This ain't who I asked y'all for. Who the F is this guy? But Teofimo Lopez, he needs to focus on getting back. He has a lot of talent. He can fight his ass off. And I'm kind of interested to see what he's looking like at 140 pounds. Because at 140, he better be careful. And he better make sure they put him in the right matchups at 140. Because there's some killers at 140 that'll beat the dog shit out of Teofimo Lopez. You feel me? It's some killers at 140. 140 is a whole different type of animal than 135 is right now. Because 140 is more stacked than 135. 135 got some killers, but 140 got killers all through it. It don't matter what side of the street you on. So yeah, be on the lookout for Teofimo Lopez coming to you on August the 13th on ESPN. But like I said, let me know what y'all think about Teofimo Lopez's next opponent. And do y'all think that Teofimo Lopez is serious when he say that he wants to fight the best of the best? And finding out that he got to fight Pedro Campo, he's pissed off. Hit my like button, subscribe to the channel. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.